Okay, so you guys are living it up. Meech is free. The partying is going. You guys are still going out to the clubs, drinking, partying, and so forth. And then 2004 rolls around. And there was a guy that was affiliated with BMF named Ulysses Hackett. And he had a girlfriend named Misty Carter. There was a rumor that he was cooperating with the feds. Someone ends up kicking down their door and killing both of them. And at that point, law enforcement started to somewhat take that personally, because now you have a girl that had nothing to do with this operation getting killed. So now things are starting to step up on the law enforcement side. Now, that same year, didn't you get pulled over in a car with a pound of marijuana and a loaded pistol?
It wasn't, no, okay, we went to the, we was at the Waffle House, coming from the club, went to the Waffle House, and it was, some of the homeboys outside in the car smoking weed and shit. We was up in Buckhead, and somebody called the police and jumped down on us when we got ready to leave. It was a gun in there. It was probably like not even an ounce of weed. You know what I'm saying? And they ended up locking all of us up. And you know, we bonded out. Some of us bonded out before the other, you know what I'm saying? But they ended up, they didn't charge me with nothing. I didn't get charged with none of that shit. But I think they charged Big Cuz and somebody else with that. But they ended up beating the case, though.
Okay. Well, then a cop that BMF had on payroll showed up at Big Meech's house. And I guess he had like his boxer shorts and a wife beater just to show he wasn't wearing a wire. And he told Meech that there was this big police meeting and things are about to go down. They had 1,200 hours of wiretap on Terry, but no wiretaps on Meech. So Meech ended up giving the guy, the cop $10,000. But now everyone is sort of on alert in terms of what's about to happen. I guess 200 bricks ended up showing to the White House early, and you ended up calling Meech, and you told him that police are starting to raid the houses and don't come back.
No, you're almost right. I don't know about the police part.
Okay.
I probably wasn't around if that happened.
Yeah.
But we did get a shipment in that day, and it wasn't the White House. It was the house we called it the Bugsy Siegel house. So, Meech and Yogi is out running around, and they notice the people following them, and so he called me and was like, "Look, get my family out the house. Everybody just leave. They own me." I'm like, "Bro, we got a situation over here." He like, "Man, fuck that shit. Just leave." I said, "All right, bro." I said, "Hey, we couldn't." He had the keys to the car, to the limo. So, and it was a car parked in front of the limo, so we couldn't move the limo. We had an extra set of keys. So I told them guys, like, "Look, get that shit out that motherfucking car, put it in this other car that's out on the street, put it in the other car. We finna move this shit." And we moved it. Right after we moved the shit, we moved everything except a pound of weed, the weed we were smoking on. Right after we moved it, I think a couple of hours later, they raided that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And with my thinking, I kind of like saved us a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Cause we got that shit from over there. You know what I'm saying? So they was on point. They was on point. They had us. But if I'd have listened to bro, it really would have been fucked up. And we ended up getting, moving the situations from over there and shit. But they ended up touring, everything that was there and shit. Took the cars and the trucks and shit. Actually, the limousine that they took, that Hummer, we had money in there and guns. And that's the Hummer that coincidentally, they just go back 8, 9 years later and find it, and the money and shit still in there. You know,
Okay, and at that point, Meech and some of the BMF dudes ends up moving to Miami.
Yeah, I think we started going down to Miami after that. Meech was in Fort Lauderdale, and we actually had a mansion that we used to rent from this super. I want to say he was a super producer or some shit. I don't even know the name, but the house was nice. It was in the Coral Gables, so we was staying there renting that house, $30,000 a month. Meech had his family up in Fort Lauderdale, or we might have a Airbnb, a rental house. They weren't call it Airbnb back then, but just a house they was renting out, a vacation house like we used to rent out down on South Beach. We'd be there.